Welcome back to our channel. Have you ever felt like your life is a tangled mess? Long days filled with pressure, endless expectations from work, family, friends, and society, pulling you in every direction, leaving you feeling stuck in a whirlwind? Have you ever wondered if there's a way to escape this sense of losing control, of being overwhelmed, and finally find balance and peace within yourself? Don't worry, because today we're going to uncover the answer together. In this video, I'll share with you 12 timeless principles proven by ancient Stoic philosophy and the experiences of successful individuals. These are not complicated rules. They're simple, yet incredibly powerful principles that can help you build a life that's meaningful, fulfilled, and genuinely happy. Chaos is not your destiny. We live in a world that's noisy and chaotic. From constant phone notifications and work emails to the unreasonable standards set by social media, it's easy to feel like you're never enough, like you're constantly falling short. But here's the truth. You don't have to be a victim of your circumstances. Chaos doesn't have to define your life. Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood strong for over 2,000 years, provides us with tools to confront these challenges. Great minds like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca demonstrated that no matter how chaotic the outside world is, what truly matters is how we manage our thoughts and emotions. Today, I want to introduce you to 12 principles that not only help you overcome life's challenges, but also empower you to live with purpose and serenity. These principles have guided millions to discover peace, happiness, and success in today's fast-paced world. Imagine a life where you no longer worry about what you can't control, where you feel the strength within to face any challenge without being overwhelmed by emotions. That life is within your reach, and it all starts with understanding these principles. I'm not just here to share knowledge, I'm here to walk this path with you. To make this video even more meaningful, I encourage you to engage with me. Right now, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of the valuable content coming your way. And if you're searching for ways to improve your life, leave a comment below sharing the biggest challenge you're facing. I'd love to hear your story. Now, let's dive into the first principle. Focus only on what you can control. This is the foundation, the first and most critical step on your journey to a peaceful and fulfilling life. Let's uncover it together, starting now. Principle 1. Focus only on what you can control. Life often feels like a constant struggle to juggle the uncontrollable. From the weather ruining your plans, to someone's negative opinion dampening your mood, the external world seems to have endless ways to disrupt your peace. But what if the secret to inner calm lies in a shift of focus? What if you could reclaim your energy and happiness by simply narrowing your attention to the things you can truly control? This principle, rooted in Stoic philosophy, is the foundation of a meaningful and resilient life. Focus only on what is within your control. What can you control? At the core of this principle lies a simple yet profound truth. The only things you can truly control are your thoughts, actions, and emotions. Everything else, the weather, other people's opinions, the economy, or the traffic on your morning commute, is beyond your reach. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and a prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This idea emphasizes that while you cannot dictate the world's behavior, you can always choose your response to it. For example, when someone criticizes you harshly, their words are not under your control. However, how you interpret and react to those words is entirely up to you. Will you let the comment ruin your day, or will you see it as an opportunity to practice patience and self-control? Why do we struggle with this principle? Despite its simplicity, many of us find it challenging to focus on what we can control. This is because we're wired to worry about external factors. Social media feeds this tendency by bombarding us with images and narratives that make us compare ourselves to others. News headlines draw us into global issues over which we have no influence, leaving us stressed and powerless. Moreover, societal norms often push us to seek validation from others. We feel compelled to impress, to win approval, and to avoid criticism, even when doing so drains our energy and derails our priorities. This constant outward focus creates frustration because it's impossible to control how others perceive or react to us. Managing negative opinions. Let's take a common scenario. Dealing with negative opinions. Imagine you've worked hard on a project, but someone criticizes it publicly. Your initial reaction might be anger, frustration, or self-doubt. But here's the truth. You cannot control what others say or think. What you can control is how you interpret the situation. Instead of viewing criticism as an attack, you could see it as feedback, an opportunity to learn and grow. Alternatively, if the criticism isn't constructive, you can choose to ignore it altogether, recognizing that it reflects more about the other person's mindset than your worth. By focusing on your response rather than the critique itself, you shift the power dynamic. The criticism no longer has the ability to affect your peace or productivity. How to apply this principle in daily life? To embrace this principle and integrate it into your life, start with these actionable steps. Identify what's beyond your control. Make a list of things you worry about that are outside your influence. Examples: other people's opinions, the weather, economic trends, or past events. Reflect on how much time and energy you spend trying to change these uncontrollable factors. Shift your focus to your actions. Ask yourself, what can I do about this situation right now? For instance, if you're stuck in traffic, instead of stressing about the delay, use the time to listen to a podcast or practice mindfulness. Replace complaints with productive actions. If something truly bothers you, take steps to address what you can influence. Develop emotional resilience. Practice mindfulness to increase awareness of your thoughts and emotions. When faced with a challenge, pause and breathe before reacting. This creates space to choose a response aligned with your values. Remind yourself that emotions are fleeting. Acknowledge them without letting them dictate your actions. Reframe challenges. Adopt the mindset that every challenge is an opportunity to practice this principle. For example, when plans go awry, instead of lamenting the loss, focus on adapting and finding new solutions. Regular self-reflection. At the end of each day, review situations where you applied this principle and those where you didn't. Celebrate your progress and identify areas for improvement. The transformative power of letting go. When you focus only on what you can control, a remarkable transformation begins to take place. You free yourself from unnecessary stress and anxiety. You become more effective because your energy is channeled into actions that matter. Imagine a life where external events no longer dictate your mood. The rain doesn't ruin your day because you're too busy enjoying the warmth of a good book indoors. A critical comment doesn't shatter your confidence because you know your worth isn't defined by others. This isn't about apathy or detachment from the world. It's about engaging with life more effectively and meaningfully by letting go of what's beyond your grasp. Stoicism in action. Historical examples. The great Stoics lived this principle. Consider Epictetus, a former slave who rose to become one of the most influential philosophers in history. Despite his lack of control over his early life circumstances, he focused on mastering his thoughts and reactions, leaving behind wisdom that inspires us to this day. Similarly, Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire during times of war and plague. Yet, he constantly reminded himself to focus on what was within his power, his actions and judgments. His meditations reflect a commitment to maintaining inner peace amid chaos. This principle is not just theoretical, it's a way of life that anyone can adopt. The more you practice focusing on what you can control, the more empowered and peaceful you'll feel. Life will always have uncertainties and challenges, but with this principle, you can navigate them with grace and strength. As we move forward, remember, the key to unlocking your potential and inner peace lies in this simple yet profound idea. Start today and watch how your perspective and your life transforms. Principle 2. See challenges as opportunities. Life is full of challenges. From personal setbacks to professional obstacles, we often find ourselves wishing these difficulties would simply disappear. But what if instead of dreading challenges, we could embrace them as opportunities for growth? This is the essence of the second principle. See challenges as opportunities. The power of perspective. Challenges are inevitable, but how we perceive them makes all the difference. Stoic philosophy teaches that obstacles are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote in his Meditations, The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This mindset transforms challenges into opportunities for learning and self-improvement. For example, a failed business venture is not the end of the road, but a chance to identify weaknesses, refine strategies, and try again with greater wisdom. Why embracing challenges matters. Fear of failure often paralyzes us. We resist challenges because they threaten our comfort zones and expose our vulnerabilities. However, avoiding challenges leads to stagnation. Growth requires effort, discomfort, and resilience, the very qualities that challenges cultivate. When you shift your perspective, challenges become tests of your character, opportunities to build strength, and moments to discover your untapped potential. Overcoming personal adversity. Imagine losing a job you loved. The immediate reaction might be panic, anger, or despair. However, by reframing this setback, you can see it as an opportunity to reassess your career path, learn new skills, or even explore a passion you've been neglecting. Many successful individuals credit their greatest achievements to lessons learned during their lowest points. How to apply this principle? Reframe the problem. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? Break it down. Focus on small, actionable steps to address the problem. For example, if you face a daunting project, break it into manageable tasks. Celebrate progress. Acknowledge your efforts and growth, even if the outcome isn't perfect. Seek support. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you to view setbacks positively. By embracing challenges, you'll develop resilience and a mindset that turns every obstacle into an opportunity to thrive. Principle 3. Practice self-restraint. Emotions are a natural part of being human, but when left unchecked, they can lead to impulsive decisions and regret. Anger, frustration, and fear often cloud our judgment, making situations worse. The third principle, practice self-restraint, emphasizes mastering your emotions to maintain clarity and make thoughtful decisions. The danger of reacting impulsively. Imagine a heated argument with a colleague. In the heat of the moment, you say something harsh, only to regret it later. Such impulsive reactions can damage relationships, harm your reputation, and create unnecessary stress. Stoicism teaches us to pause and reflect before acting. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote highlights the importance of controlling our responses rather than letting emotions dictate our actions. The benefits of self-restraint. Improved relationships. Pausing before reacting helps you respond with kindness and understanding, strengthening personal and professional bonds. Clarity of thought. Emotional restraint allows you to see situations objectively, leading to better decision-making. Inner peace. By not letting emotions control you, you experience less stress and more stability. Managing anger. Suppose you're stuck in traffic and someone cuts you off. Your instinct might be to honk angrily or shout, but what does that accomplish? Instead, practicing self-restraint means taking a deep breath and reminding yourself that this moment is temporary. By not reacting impulsively, you conserve your energy and maintain peace of mind. How to practice self-restraint? Pause and reflect. When emotions rise, take a moment to breathe and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Reframe the situation. Instead of seeing someone's behavior as an attack, view it as a reflection of their own struggles or limitations. Set personal rules. For example, commit to waiting 10 seconds before responding to upsetting news or emails. Practice daily. Use small, everyday challenges, like waiting in line or dealing with minor frustrations, to build your self-restraint muscles. Building a resilient mindset. Practicing self-restraint doesn't mean suppressing your emotions. Instead, it's about acknowledging them without letting them control you. Over time, this discipline strengthens your emotional resilience and helps you navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. By mastering these two principles, seeing challenges as opportunities and practicing self-restraint, you'll gain tools to handle adversity and maintain inner balance. Together, they empower you to approach life with courage, patience, and clarity. Are you ready to continue this journey? Let's move on to the next transformative principle. Principle 4. Live according to your values. In a world that constantly bombards us with expectations, trends, and societal norms, it's easy to lose sight of who we are and what truly matters to us. The fourth principle, live according to your values, serves as a compass that keeps you aligned with your authentic self, no matter the external pressures. What are values? Values are the core beliefs that define what is most important to you. They serve as a guide for your decisions, actions, and priorities. While these values differ for everyone, examples might include honesty, kindness, perseverance, or family. Living according to your values means making choices that reflect these principles, even when it's challenging. As Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said, "Hold fast to the highest ideals. If you fail to live up to them, adjust your actions, not your values." Why living by your values matters. When your actions align with your values, you feel a sense of purpose, integrity, and inner peace. Conversely, living in opposition to your values, perhaps to please others or chase external rewards, can lead to frustration, guilt, and dissatisfaction. Consider a professional example. Suppose you value work-life balance, but you constantly take on extra responsibilities to impress your boss. Over time, you might feel burnt out and resentful, realizing that your actions conflict with your value of prioritizing family and self-care. Making decisions based on values. Imagine you're offered a promotion at work, but it requires long hours and frequent travel, which conflicts with your value of spending time with loved ones. By clarifying your priorities, you can make a conscious decision. Accept the promotion if it aligns with your goals, or decline it to honor your value of family. Either way, the decision reflects what matters most to you, bringing clarity and confidence. How to live according to your values. Identify your core values. Reflect on moments when you felt truly fulfilled. What values were present in those moments? Write down 3 to 5 principles that resonate deeply with you. Evaluate your actions. Ask yourself, are my daily choices aligned with my values? If not, consider what changes you can make to bridge the gap. Set boundaries. Living by your values often means saying no to requests or opportunities that conflict with them. For example, if you value health, you might decline late-night invitations to prioritize sleep and exercise. Your values may evolve over time. Periodically reflect on them to ensure they still align with your goals and aspirations. By living according to your values, you create a life that feels authentic and meaningful. Your choices become less about pleasing others and more about staying true to yourself. Principle 5. Don't let others' opinions control you. It's natural to care about how others perceive us, but when their opinions start dictating our decisions and self-worth, we lose control of our own lives. The fifth principle, don't let others' opinions control you, encourages you to reclaim your freedom by prioritizing your own judgment and values over external validation. The weight of external opinions. Many of us have been conditioned to seek approval from others, parents, friends, colleagues, or even strangers. This pursuit of validation can be exhausting, and worse, it often leads us away from our true selves. Epictetus put it succinctly, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This quote reminds us that growth and authenticity often require going against the grain and enduring criticism. The risks of living for others. When you prioritize others' opinions over your own values, you risk losing your identity. Constantly seeking approval forces you to mold yourself to fit others' expectations. Increased stress. Worrying about how you're perceived can create anxiety and self-doubt. Missed opportunities. Fear of judgment might hold you back from pursuing your passions or taking bold steps. Handling criticism. Imagine you decide to start a creative business, but your friends express skepticism, questioning your ability to succeed. If you let their doubts sway you, you might abandon your dream. However, by staying focused on your goals and trusting your judgment, you can pursue your passion while accepting that not everyone will understand or support your vision. How to free yourself from external opinions. Recognize your worth. Your value isn't determined by others' approval. Reflect on your strengths and achievements to build confidence in your abilities. Shift your focus. Instead of worrying about what others think, focus on living according to your own values and goals. Practice. Detachment. When receiving criticism, ask yourself, is this feedback constructive, or does it simply reflect their perspective? Use only constructive criticism to improve. Accept imperfection. Not everyone will like or agree with you, and that's okay. Authenticity matters more than universal approval. A mindset of freedom. Choosing not to let others' opinions control you doesn't mean ignoring advice or dismissing constructive feedback. Instead, it's about filtering external input through the lens of your own values and goals. By doing so, you gain the freedom to live authentically and make decisions that resonate with your true self. This freedom empowers you to pursue your passions, embrace your unique identity, and create a life that feels genuinely fulfilling. Living according to your values and freeing yourself from the control of others' opinions are two sides of the same coin. Together, they help you build a life rooted in authenticity, courage, and self-respect. As you continue on this journey, remember, the path to fulfillment begins with aligning your actions to your principles and trusting your own judgment above all else. Ready for the next step? Let's explore principle. Principle 6. Accept imperfection. In an age where perfectionism is often celebrated, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that everything in life must go exactly as planned. The sixth principle, accept imperfection, teaches us to embrace life's flaws and find peace in the imperfections of ourselves, others, and the world around us. Why perfectionism is harmful. Striving for perfection may seem like a noble goal, but it often leads to stress, self-doubt, and burnout. When you expect perfection, you set yourself up for disappointment, as nothing and no one is flawless. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, reminds us, "He who is brave is free." To be truly free, you must release yourself from the chains of perfectionism and learn to thrive in imperfection. For example, consider an artist who avoids finishing their work because it's not good enough. Their fear of imperfection stops them from sharing their talent with the world. This kind of paralysis prevents growth and stifles creativity. The beauty of imperfection. Imperfections are what make us human. They foster growth, deepen connections, and add character to our lives. Embracing imperfections doesn't mean settling for mediocrity. It means recognizing that flaws and mistakes are natural and essential parts of the journey. Practical example. Learning from mistakes. Imagine you made an error at work. Perhaps you missed a deadline or miscommunicated with a colleague. Instead of beating yourself up, view this mistake as an opportunity to improve your time management or refine your communication skills. Each misstep is a lesson in resilience and growth. How to practice. Acceptance of imperfection. Shift your mindset. Replace "I need to be perfect" with "I aim to improve." This encourages progress over unattainable standards. Celebrate small wins. Focus on what you've achieved, rather than obsessing over what could have been better. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a friend. Recognize that mistakes are opportunities for learning. Embrace the process. Instead of fixating on perfect outcomes, enjoy the journey of growth and discovery. By accepting imperfection, you free yourself from unrealistic expectations, allowing space for growth, creativity, and peace of mind. Principle 7. Live in the present. The seventh principle, live in the present, is perhaps one of the most transformative lessons of Stoicism. It calls us to fully experience the here and now, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The problem with living elsewhere. Many of us spend our lives mentally stuck in two places. The past. We replay mistakes, regrets, and lost opportunities, allowing them to shape our present emotions and decisions. The future. We obsess over what might happen, creating anxiety over scenarios that may never come to pass. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This advice reminds us that the present moment is the only time we truly have. When we live in the past or future, we miss the beauty and potential of the now. Why living in the present matters. The present moment is where life happens. It's where we experience joy, connection, and growth. By anchoring yourself in the now, you can reduce stress, improve focus, and build deeper relationships. Mindful presence. Imagine you're having dinner with loved ones, but your mind is preoccupied with tomorrow's to-do list. As a result, you miss the laughter, stories, and connection happening right in front of you. By consciously redirecting your focus to the present, you can savor these moments and strengthen your bonds. How to live in the present practice. Mindfulness. Pay attention to your senses. What you see, hear, and feel in the moment. This grounds you in the present. Let go of regrets. Reflect on past mistakes to learn from them, but don't let them define your present. Stop overthinking the future. Plan for tomorrow, but avoid fixating on outcomes you cannot control. Create daily rituals. Simple habits like journaling, meditating, or taking a mindful walk can help you reconnect with the present moment. The gift of presence. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring your responsibilities or disregarding the future. It means fully engaging with the task, experience, or interaction at hand. Whether it's enjoying a meal, tackling a project, or spending time with a loved one, being present enhances the quality of your life. Accepting imperfection and living in the present go hand in hand. Together, they teach us to let go of unnecessary burdens, whether it's the pressure to be flawless or the weight of past regrets and future anxieties. By embracing these principles, you allow yourself to experience life as it truly is, messy, beautiful, and full of possibility. Are you ready to continue transforming your mindset? Let's dive into Principle 8. Principle 8. Learn to say no. In today's fast-paced world, saying yes often feels like the default response. We agree to commitments we don't want, obligations we can't handle, and expectations we never set, all to avoid disappointing others or missing out. The eighth principle, learn to say no, is about reclaiming your time, energy, and priorities by setting boundaries that protect what matters most to you. The cost of saying yes. Too often, when you say yes to everything, you inevitably spread yourself too thin. Your time and energy are finite resources, and every unnecessary commitment takes away from things that truly matter: your health, your goals, or your loved ones. The Stoics understood the importance of focus. As Seneca wrote, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." In other words, we often waste our limited time on things of little value, forgetting how precious it is. Why saying no is empowering. Saying no isn't selfish. It's an act of self-respect. When you decline something that doesn't align with your values or priorities, you create space for what truly matters. By practicing this principle, you take control of your life, ensuring your energy is directed toward meaningful pursuits. Practical example: avoiding overcommitment. Imagine you're asked to join a committee at work. While it might seem flattering, it would require hours you don't have, detracting from your personal projects or family time. Saying no politely but firmly allows you to protect your priorities without compromising your relationships or workload. How to master the art of saying no. Clarify your priorities. Know what matters most to you: your health, relationships, or personal goals, and let these guide your decisions. Use polite yet firm language. For example, say, "Thank you for thinking of me, but I can't take this on right now." Avoid over-explaining. You don't owe anyone a detailed justification for your decision. A simple, respectful response is enough. Practice in low-stakes situations. Start with small refusals, like declining a social outing you're not interested in, to build your confidence. By learning to say no, you reclaim your time and energy for the things that truly align with your values and priorities. Principle 9. Find joy in simplicity. In a world obsessed with more, we're constantly encouraged to accumulate more possessions, more success, more experiences. Yet, this endless pursuit often leaves us overwhelmed and unfulfilled. The ninth principle, find joy in simplicity, reminds us that less is often more and that happiness comes from appreciating what truly matters. The burden of excess. Excess complicates life. Whether it's a cluttered home, a packed schedule, or the mental weight of chasing unrealistic goals, Having too much drains our energy and divides our focus. The Stoics believed that simplicity was the path to freedom. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Why simplicity brings joy. Simplicity helps us focus on what truly matters, whether it's relationships, personal growth, or inner peace. By decluttering our lives, both physically and mentally, we create space for clarity, creativity, and contentment. Practical example: embracing minimalism. Imagine your home is filled with items you rarely use. This clutter creates stress and wastes your time. By simplifying your possessions and keeping only what adds value, you create a peaceful environment that promotes relaxation and focus. How to find joy in simplicity. Declutter your space. Start small. Clean out a drawer or a closet. Keep only items that serve a purpose or bring you joy. Simplify your schedule. Review your commitments and eliminate unnecessary tasks or events that don't align with your priorities. Focus on experiences, not things. Shift your attention from material possessions to meaningful experiences, such as spending time with loved ones or learning a new skill. Limit information. Overload. Reduce distractions by turning off unnecessary notifications, limiting social media time, or focusing on one task at a time. And the freedom of less? When you simplify your life, you free yourself from the burden of excess and discover what truly brings you joy. Whether it's a calm, uncluttered space or a less hectic schedule, simplicity offers a sense of control and peace that is invaluable. Learning to say no and finding joy in simplicity are powerful tools for creating a more intentional life. Together, they help you focus on what truly matters, eliminate distractions, and cultivate a sense of clarity and fulfillment. By setting boundaries and embracing the beauty of less, you can free yourself from the pressures of modern life and align your actions with your values. Ready to simplify further? Let's explore Principle 10. Principle 10. Practice gratitude. In the rush of daily life, it's easy to focus on what's missing or what's going wrong. However, the 10th principle, practice gratitude, reminds us to shift our perspective and appreciate the abundance already present in our lives. Gratitude is not just a fleeting emotion. It's a powerful practice that can transform your mindset, enhance your happiness, and foster deeper connections with others. Why gratitude matters. Gratitude helps rewire our brains to focus on the positive. Instead of dwelling on frustrations or unfulfilled desires, practicing gratitude allows us to recognize the small, everyday blessings that often go unnoticed. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars, and see yourself running with them." Research supports this ancient wisdom. Studies show that practicing gratitude can improve mental health, reduce stress, and even strengthen the immune system. By appreciating what you have, you invite more joy and contentment into your life. Practical example: finding gratitude in daily life. Imagine facing a challenging day at work. Instead of letting stress overwhelm you, pause and reflect on the things you're grateful for: a supportive colleague, a hot cup of coffee, or simply the opportunity to learn from the challenge. This simple shift in perspective can change how you experience the day. How to practice gratitude. Keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be as simple as a kind word or a sunny morning. Express appreciation. Take time to thank the people who've made a difference in your life. A heartfelt thank you strengthens relationships and spreads positivity. Shift your focus. When you catch yourself focusing on negatives, consciously redirect your thoughts to what's going well. Practice mindfulness. Pause during the day to appreciate your surroundings, your health, or even your breath. The ripple effect of gratitude. Gratitude doesn't just benefit you, it impacts those around you. When you cultivate a grateful mindset, you radiate positivity, which can inspire and uplift others. Over time, this practice helps you build a life rooted in appreciation and joy, regardless of external circumstances. Principle 11. Don't worry about what you can't change. Worry is often a thief of peace, consuming our energy and attention without offering any solutions. The 11th principle, don't worry about what you can't change, challenges us to let go of unnecessary concerns and focus on what's within our control. Why we worry as humans? We're wired to seek control. We want to predict outcomes, avoid mistakes, and prepare for every possibility. However, this desire often leads us to fixate on things beyond our influence, other people's opinions, past mistakes, or future uncertainties. The Stoics taught that worrying about the uncontrollable is not only futile, but also harmful. Epictetus captured this idea beautifully. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. This quote encourages us to distinguish between what we can change and what we must accept. The cost of worry. Worry drains your energy and distracts you from the present. It creates unnecessary stress and prevents you from taking meaningful action. For example, worrying about whether it will rain on your outdoor event won't change the weather, but it might stop you from enjoying the preparations. Practical example, accepting what you can't change. Imagine a flight delay disrupts your travel plans. While it's natural to feel frustrated, worrying won't make the plane arrive any sooner. Instead, use the time to read, rest, or plan for alternative arrangements. Accepting the situation allows you to stay calm and make the best of it. How to let go of worry. Identify what's within your control. When faced with a concern, ask yourself, can I do anything about this? If the answer is no, let it go. Focus on your actions. Channel your energy into productive actions. For example, if you're worried about an exam, focus on studying rather than fixating on the outcome. Practice acceptance. Remind yourself that some things are beyond your control and that worrying won't change them. Use affirmations like, I accept what I cannot change. Engage in stress. Reducing activities. Meditation, deep breathing, or physical exercise can help calm your mind and redirect your thoughts. Freedom through acceptance. Letting go of worry doesn't mean apathy. It means trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way. By focusing on what you can change and releasing the rest, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and gain clarity to navigate life's challenges. Practicing gratitude and releasing worry go hand in hand. Together, they create a mindset of positivity and acceptance, allowing you to appreciate life's blessings while staying grounded in the present. Gratitude helps you find joy in what you have, while letting go of worry empowers you to focus on what truly matters. As you integrate these principles into your life, you'll discover a profound sense of peace and resilience, no matter the circumstances. Ready for the final principle? Let's explore Principle 12. Principle 12. Learn from failure. Failure is often seen as something to avoid at all costs, a sign of weakness or inadequacy. However, the 12th and final principle, learn from failure, flips this perspective. Instead of viewing failure as the end of the road, it invites us to see it as a valuable teacher and a necessary step toward growth and success. The nature of failure. Failure is inevitable. Whether it's a missed opportunity, a failed relationship, or a project that didn't go as planned, everyone experiences setbacks. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." This simple yet profound statement reminds us that obstacles, including failure, are not barriers. They're opportunities to learn and improve. Why failure is essential for growth. Failure teaches us lessons that success often cannot. It highlights our weaknesses, pushes us to innovate, and forces us to reassess our priorities. Without failure, there would be no growth, no resilience, and no creativity. For example, think of Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each setback brought him closer to his groundbreaking invention of the light bulb. Edison's story illustrates how failure, when approached with the right mindset, is a stepping stone to greatness. The fear of failure. One of the main reasons people avoid risks is the fear of failure. This fear often stems from societal pressure, perfectionism, or a lack of confidence. However, avoiding failure also means avoiding growth. By shifting your mindset to embrace failure as a natural and necessary part of life, you can transform fear into curiosity and self-doubt into determination. Learning from mistakes. Imagine you start a business, but it doesn't succeed. Instead of viewing this as a personal failure, analyze what went wrong. Did you misjudge the market? Overlook a critical detail? Fail to manage resources effectively? By identifying the lessons, you can use them to refine your approach in future endeavors. How to learn from failure. Reflect, don't ruminate. After a failure, take time to reflect on what happened. Ask yourself, what went wrong? What can I do differently next time? Avoid dwelling on the failure itself or attaching it to your self-worth. Focus on growth. View failure as part of the learning process. Each setback provides information that can guide you toward improvement. Take responsibility. Acknowledge your role in the outcome without self-blame. Taking ownership empowers you to make changes and move forward. Celebrate effort. Recognize the courage it took to try in the first place. Celebrate your effort, even if the outcome wasn't as expected. Try again. Use the lessons you've learned to make another attempt. Each time you try, you get closer to success. Failure as a path to resilience. Failure also builds resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks stronger than before. Every time you rise after a fall, you strengthen your confidence and develop a mindset that can weather life's challenges. Failure. In Stoic philosophy, the Stoics viewed failure as a natural part of the human experience. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This emphasizes the importance of humility in the face of failure. Recognizing that we don't have all the answers is the first step to gaining new insights. Shifting perspectives on failure. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in perspective helps you move from a place of frustration and self-pity to one of empowerment and action. Practical steps to apply this principle. Create a failure journal. Record your setbacks and the lessons you've learned from them. Over time, you'll see patterns and growth in your responses. Seek feedback. Ask others for their perspective on what went wrong. Constructive feedback can provide insights you might have missed. Embrace small failures. Start with low-stakes risks to build your tolerance for failure. For example, try a new skill or hobby without worrying about perfection. Reframe your mindset. Replace thoughts like, "I'm a failure," with, "This didn't work, but I can learn from it." The power of resilience through failure. History is filled with stories of individuals who turned failure into success. J.K. Rowling, rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Michael Jordan, cut from his high school basketball team, but went on to become one of the greatest athletes of all time. Steve Jobs, fired from the company he founded, only to return and revolutionize the tech industry. These stories illustrate that failure is not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, transforming failure into success. Failure is not something to fear or avoid, it's an essential part of growth. By learning from setbacks, you cultivate resilience, sharpen your skills, and gain clarity about your goals. As we conclude this exploration of the 12 principles, remember, life is a journey filled with challenges, lessons, and opportunities for growth. Each principle, from focusing on what you can control to learning from failure, equips you with tools to navigate this journey with strength, purpose, and wisdom. So, take a moment to reflect on these principles. Which one resonates most with you? How will you apply them to transform your life? Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's a step toward it. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it guide you toward the extraordinary life you're capable of living. Your journey begins. Here, as we reach the end of this journey through the 12 principles, take a moment to reflect. Which principle resonated with you the most? Was it the idea of focusing only on what you can control, embracing failure as a stepping stone, or perhaps the power of living in the present? Whatever it may be, remember that knowledge is only the beginning. True transformation comes from action. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these principles will you commit to applying in your life today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'd love to know how these principles might help you take the next step toward the life you deserve. And don't stop here. The beauty of Stoicism lies in its simplicity and practicality. These principles aren't just philosophies to ponder, they're tools to use every day. The more you practice, the more peace, clarity, and resilience you'll cultivate. If this video has inspired you, consider sharing it with a friend who might benefit from these timeless lessons. Let's create a ripple effect of growth and positivity. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This is just the beginning of a journey we'll walk together, one step, one principle at a time. Finally, remember this: the path to a fulfilling life isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Take one principle, one action, and apply it today. Over time, these small changes will lead to extraordinary transformation. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm excited to hear about your progress, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, embrace each challenge, focus on what truly matters, and never stop growing.